Now I've converted this cylinder to a sheet metal part. I'm going to unfold it so it's flat, and therefore I can cut it and alter it. To do that, I'm going to select Unfold. And for the fixed face, I'll likely need to zoom in, get really close. I'm just going to grab that part edge. I'll just tell it to collect all bends, and I'll say OK. And now I have a nice flat part that I can work on. So I'll select this face and I'll look normal to it. So next, I want to cut a pattern into this face. So again, I'm going to select it. I'll say Extrude Cut, which will take me into sketch mode. I'll click in white space. And then I'm going to create rectangles to do this. So I'm going to use a 3-point rectangle. So I'll select the 3-point rectangle, and then I'll come out here. And I want this edge coincident here, and this edge coincident here, and I've created my rectangle. I'm going to push escape because I'm going to fully define this with dimensions before I create my next one. So I'll use mouse gestures to activate Smart Dimension. I'm going to make this distance 177, and I'm going to make the distance from here to here 1/4 inch, and then the coincident didn't take, so I'll select that corner, hold Control, select this edge, and I'll put the coincidence back. And then I'm going to grab this corner and I'm going to rotate it a bit. And the next thing I would like is this corner and this edge to be coincident. And now I have my sketch fully defined. I'm just going to zoom in on this a bit. And I'm going to add another rectangle using 3 points. And it's going to be close to this one. So I'll select this line and this line. I'm going to make these parallel. Then I'm going to add my dimensions. So this side will be 0.171, as well as this side. And then from this edge to this edge will be 3 thou. And the same thing here, from this edge to this edge will be 3 thou. So I'm just going to push escape, and I'm going to fit my geometry to the screen. Now that I have my shapes fully defined, I'm going to create a linear sketch pattern. So I'm going to select a linear sketch pattern. I'm just going to zoom in a bit, and I'm going to select all 8 lines that make up the 2 rectangles. For my x-axis spacing, I'm going to enter 0.260, and I'm going to have the number of instances set to 8. Then for my y-axis, I'm going to set the number of instances to 5, and I'll make the spacing 0.26 as well. It's going in the wrong direction, so I'll reverse it. I'm just going to zoom to extents to see how it looks. And the pattern covers my entire sheet metal part, which is what I wanted. And now I'm going to tell it to dimension the y spacing and the x spacing, because I want to make this as easy as possible to fully define. And I'm going to accept that. Then to fully define it, I'll need to add a few relationships. So for example, I'll select this point and this point, and I'll make them vertical. And now the part is fully defined. So I'll right click and exit my sketch. So I want my cut linked to thickness in case I change the size of sheet metal so it goes completely through. I'm going to expand the selected contour button. And here we can see it has sketch 8. I'm also going to rotate a bit so I can get a view for what it's cutting to make sure it's cutting the proper stuff. If it isn't, I'll have to flip the side to cut. But for now, I'm going to accept it. And that is what I wanted. Then to complete my stint, I want to fold it back up. So I'm going to select Fold. I'll have to select the fixed face again. And as my fixed face, I'm going to rotate around a bit and zoom in. And I'll select this face, or this edge, as the fixed face. I'll tell it to collect all the bends, and I'll say OK. I'll look at it isometrically, and I've created my stint. So I'll save my work.